Witness P-0658 is the sixth among 9 witnesses summoned to appear before the ICC's trial chamber 5A in the Ruto and Sang trial. He was granted protective measures, including a pseudonym, image and voice distortion, and private sessions for some parts of his testimony. He testified in the courtroom in The Hague from 27th November to 11th December 2014. Answering questions from prosecution trial lawyer Lucio Garcia, the witness testified about the events in the period just before and after the 2007 elections in the Eldoret area. The witness said that in the morning of 26th December 2007, he was listening to Le Ne Emet program on Kass FM, in which Mr. Sang told listeners to be alert and block the roads because there were vehicles on the road carrying fake ballot papers. When a Molo Line bus from Nairobi arrived in Eldoret, the witness said, people ran after it because they were convinced that fake ballot papers were in the vehicle. The bus drove into Eldoret police station with the crowd following it, shouting and demanding an inspection. Mr. Ruto and Mr. Koske went with the OCPD to look inside the bus and confirmed that there was nothing inside, but people were not convinced. The crowd, headed by Mr. Ruto and Mr. Koske, then marched to Brookside Dairy. There, some people went into the factory and started spilling milk, searching for the ballot papers.
And just explain to us, why were they going in that direction of Brookside?
Because also there was allegations that maybe these things is being hidden in the Brookside company, belong to a Kikuyu, who is current President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta.
The crowd further went towards Eldoret town and at the Sosiani Bridge met with a crowd of people coming from another direction. Mr. Ruto, the witness said, addressed the people.
What questions was Mr. Ruto asking the crowd that the people would respond Kikuyu to?
Okay, first of all, he was saying that, you know, in a few days to come, we shall be at State House with our president, the Honorable Raila Odinga, and, you know, all communities of Kenya support him to State House, but only one community is not. And he asked them, the people, do you know that? And then the people respond back, Kikuyu.
Did Mr. Ruto say anything else?
And then he said, we know them, and all of them, we shall put them in one pickup, now the Kikuyus, and send them to, and then he said a short word, Odaya mean Odaya Kikuyu, and then he said in a short way, and then the people feel it, Odaya.
On 30th December in the afternoon, Mr. Mwai Kibaki was declared the winner of the presidential elections, the witness said. What followed were demonstrations, roadblocks, and burning of tires, mostly by Kalenjins and Luos, who are expecting Raila Odinga to be declared the winner, the witness said. Mr. Sang asked listeners to be ready to demand their rights and to go out and demand their rights. The next day, the witness added, he heard Mr. Sang announcing a Harambe, a fundraising event organized in Ziwa to collect money for the youth. After going through several roadblocks manned by the youth demanding money, and after seeing trucks on the road transporting Kalenjin youth armed with arrows and machete, the witness arrived at the fundraiser. The witness said that prominent local leaders gave speeches, and Mr. Jackson Kibor said that he was sent by Mr. Ruto to contribute 200,000 Kenya shillings. The witness said that there were roadblocks and fighting in Eldoret and surrounding areas until mid-January 2008 because Kalenjins were not satisfied with the results of the elections. After a brief examination by the legal representative of victims, Mr. Wilfred Nderito, the witness was cross-examined by Caroline Buisman, defense counsel for Mr. Sang. Counsel Buisman played series of audio clips for the witness in which Mr. Sang was calling for peace in Kenya. The witness confirmed that he heard Mr. Sang asking for peace during the post-election violence, but also that he asked for the roadblocks to be opened for sick people to be transported to hospitals. The witness could not confirm the defense counsel's assertion that it was Mr. Sang who played a critical role in bringing prominent Kalenjin leaders to Kass FM to give peace messages, but he confirmed that he had heard the messages on the radio. The witness, however, stood by his testimony that Mr. Sang appealed for peace, but also used inflammatory words and phrases which meant one thing to Kalenjins and something else to the others.
Witness, you've testified about this matter of, in your view, Mr. Sang sending mixed messages. And you say, I believe you said most of the time he was preaching peace, but from time to time he would inject words or phrases that would work in the opposite direction. That was your evidence?
That is part of my evidence that I've been saying that there was some mixed word. That's what I can confirm. But I could also confirm that he was also preaching peace.
You were making a specific distinction between exact words directly, but he can use indirectly. I want you, are you sure that you know the indirect meaning of what Mr. Joshua Arap Sang said directly?
Your Honor, there is, I am from that community and I could listen to that language also. I could also listen to what he means because I'm always listening to the radio when he's in the studio. And I can understand that this one is not actually accurate. It's not the right word. He could have not used at that particular time. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying I was not listening. I was listening the entire to name it all the time because I could enjoy the same program. But that particular moment, I could tell you that this is the position, that there is some words could come to inflame the violence.
During an examination by the Office of the Prosecutor, the witness said that Mr. Sang used Kass FM to promote Mr. Ruto as a Kalenjin leader. During the cross-examination, he accepted Ms. Bausman's assertion that Mr. Ruto was elected as a Kalenjin leader in a resolution adopted by leaders of the Rift Valley. But the witness stood by his testimony that Mr. Sang was promoting him for a long time through Kass FM. During the cross-examination, Mr. Ruto's defense counsel, Karim Khan, referred back to the witness's testimony about the fundraising event held in Ziwa on 31st December 2007.
I'm putting to you in very straightforward terms that the narrative you've given the prosecution and the narrative you've told the court about going everywhere, all these different places, on the 31st of December 2007 is entirely fictitious. Do you understand?
Not true, Your Honor.
And by the way, witness, are you aware that Mr. Fred Kapondi, that you have inserted into that story, on the 31st of December, he was actually in Kitale at that time, 57 kilometers at least from Ziwa. Are you aware of that?
That is your creation, Your Honor.
Mr. Khan further put to the witness that he had previously told the Office of the Prosecutor that he attended a secretive meeting chaired by Mr. Ruto to plan the violence and another meeting at Mr. Ruto's house to organize coordinators and to discuss plans for attacks in the Rift Valley. The witness admitted that he recently told the prosecution that he did not attend these meetings and had never been to Mr. Ruto's house.
4 years after giving your original account, you accepted that you were not at least 2 meetings that you had told the prosecution you were at. That's correct, isn't it?
Correct, Your Honor.
And you're aware, following the confirmation proceedings as you did, that the pre-trial chamber relied upon your evidence of your presence at this meeting, at these two meetings, to confirm the case against Mr. William Ruto. You're quite aware of that, aren't you?
Not really, Your Honor.
Witness P-0658 was the last witness scheduled to testify this year. The trial will resume with the prosecution witnesses next year.